In this video, we will discuss about the switch statement in C programming language. Now, when we write code, there are some situations where some expression will be evaluated and the outcome of this expression will be one of the known possible values. And for each known possible value, we want to execute a separate group of statements. For example, let us say we have an expression and it produces a value, and let us say that value is the day number, which is nothing but for Monday, this expression produces 1, for Tuesday it produces 2, for Wednesday it produces 3, and like that. So this expression is producing a value which is one of the known possible values, and for every known possible value we want to execute some different group of statements. For example, if the value is for Monday, then I want to execute some code for Monday. If it is for Tuesday, then I want to execute some separate statements for Tuesday, and like that. For this scenario, we can use the switch statement in C programming language. In order to use it, we have to use the keyword switch, and then we will have a pair of parentheses. Between these parentheses, we can write the expression itself, or we can have the result of this expression, and then we will have a pair of curly braces, and these curly braces will form a code block for this switch statement. Inside these curly braces, inside this code block, we can list all the possible known values this expression can produce and the respected statements that we want to execute for those known values. In order to do that, we use something called as cases and case values. In order to do that, we have to use the keyword case, and then we have to mention one of the possible value that this expression can produce. For example, let us say that value is 1. We mention that like this, and then we will have the colon. And after that, we have to write the statements that we want to execute if the expression produces this value. After that, we will have another case. So it will be case with another possible known value. Let us say it is 2, something like this, colon, and then we write the statements. By doing like this, we can mention all the different cases, all the different possible values this expression can produce, and we can list the statements for each possible values. If you want to execute different statements for each possible values, then we can do that. Now, let us see an example so that you can understand it very easily. Let us say we have this variable called as daynum, and it has the value from an expression. Here, I will directly mention the value as 1, but let us say this value is coming from an expression. We have an expression here, it is evaluated and it is producing some value. Now, as I said before, this variable will contain the value from an expression which is about a specific day number. Let us say 1 for Monday, 2 for Tuesday, 3 for Wednesday, and like that. For each day, for each possible value, we want to execute different set of instructions or statements. For that, we will use the switch statement. So it will be switch, and then here we have to write the expression, or we can mention the result of the expression. In this case, the result of the expression is present in this daynum variable, and we will mention that here. Or you can directly write the expression here. After that, pair of curly braces in order to form the code block. Now we have to mention the cases. So it will be case and the possible value this daynum can contain. We know that it can be 1. And after that, we will write a colon just like this, and then we will write the statements that we want to execute. Here, for the example purpose, I will use a printf, and I will say Monday it is, and then I will have another printf, just to show you guys that we can execute different number of statements or any number of statements that we want depending on our logic. And then I'm going to say that's it, something like this, just for the example purpose. Okay, now we will have the semicolon in here. Now just like this, we can do the same thing for all the known possible values this daynum can contain. I will copy these statements, paste it in here, and I will change the value. Let us say it will be 2. And then I will have another case. Now let us say it will be 3, something like this. So all the possible values I'm mentioning. Now one thing that we have to do here is, for this case 1, after writing all the statements that we want to execute for this particular known value, we have to use something called as a break statement in order to tell the C language, okay, that's it. We have executed the statements for this particular matching value, this particular case. Let us go out of this. Let us stop this switch statement now. In order to say that, we use this break statement. In the end of this video, we will check what happens when we don't use the break statement. But right now, just understand that once we execute all the statements that we want to execute for a particular case, we use the break statement in order to say, okay, that's it. Let's go out of this switch statement. We have to do the same thing for all the cases. If we don't do this, what happens is, let us say this particular case is matched. This value is produced by this expression, and these statements are executed. Then it will continue to execute the other statements that are present in the other cases below the current case in this switch. But we don't want to do that. We want to execute only certain number of statements for a particular case, and after that we want to go outside the switch. In order to say that, we use the break statement. For this case 3 also, we will use the break statement, just like this. Okay. Now some of you guys may have a question, and that question is, what if this expression, or in this particular example, this denum variable, produces a value which is not listed in this case? In order to handle that, we will have a default case, and we can do that by writing default here and then a colon, and then whatever the statements that we want to execute when the value produced by this expression does not match any of the case values that we have mentioned. So in this case, I will use a printf, and I will say none of the case matched. Okay, something like this. Now here, in the last case value that we have written, we don't have to use the break statement. Why? Because there are no other cases below this case, and there are no other statements below this. So after this, we will eventually go out of this switch statement. But for other cases which are above, they have to be stopped, and for that we use the break. Now we have written this program. Let us run this. So day number is containing 1. What happens? Case 1 will be matched because this is the one possible value that we have mentioned in here, and these block of statements, or these statements that we have listed for this case 1, will be executed. Let us run this, and we can see Monday it is. That's it. Why we get this? Because denum is containing a value of 1, so case with the value 1 is matched. Now let us change this value. Let us make it 3. What happens? Case 3 will be matched, and these statements will be executed. So I will run this. We can see Monday it is. That's it. Why? Because I forgot to change these messages. So let us do that first. So it will be Tuesday, and this will be Wednesday. Okay. So now again I will save this program and I will run this, and this time it will say Wednesday it is. That's it. What happened here? Denum is containing 3, so the matched case value is 3. These statements are executed, and then we have the break. Because of that, the switch statement is stopped. We come out of the switch statement and we execute the other statements which are after the switch. For example, let us say we have a printf in here, and let us say goodbye, something like this. Just to demonstrate this, if I run this now, we can see Wednesday it is. That's it. Goodbye. What happened? Case 3 is matched. These statements are executed. Because of the break, the switch statement is stopped. We come out of the switch statement, this particular block, and then we execute the other statements which are there after the switch. So this particular printf in this particular example, we do that, we display this value, and then the program is terminated. Now the important question, what happens if we don't use the break? What I will do is I will comment this code, okay, just like this. Okay, now I will change this value to 1 and I will run this program. So what happens here? It displays Monday it is, that's it. Tuesday it is, that's it. Wednesday it is, that's it. None of the case matched, goodbye. So what happened here? We can see case with the value 1 is matched. These statements are executed. We don't have the break statement, and that's why it continues to execute the other statements which are below the other cases. So it executes the statements which are present in this case too. Again, no break. So it continues to execute the other statements which are below, the other cases. So it executes everything, and then the program is terminated. So using the break statement allows us to stop the switch statement to execute the other statements which are present in the cases below the current case. Now what is happening is when we don't use the break, the statements of the subsequent cases are executed, and we call it as fall through. Means the control will fall through from whatever the case matched to the bottom. It will execute all the statements. Let us say if we have the value 3 in here and we don't use the break yet, and if I run this program now, again what happens? Wednesday it is, that's it. None of the case matched, goodbye. Again what happened here? The day num containing 3, so case 3 is matched. From this point onwards, it will execute all the things, all the other statements. So it executes this, no break, so it executes this also. If there were any other cases, they will also be executed. So this is why we have to use the break statement in order to stop the switch statement from executing continuously. So that is the one thing that you have to remember. Now the next thing is, what are the possible values that we can mention for the case values? It has to be a compile time constant integer expression. So what it means is, whatever the value that we mention here, it should be able to calculate that during the compile time. When we compile the code, this value should be known. So because of that, we can have the expressions in here, but we have to make sure that they can be evaluated at the compile time. For example, if needed, I can write something like this. This is valid. Why? Because when we compile this code, this value can be calculated. Okay, so this value can be known when we compile this code. Let us say we have a variable and let's call it as x, and it contains this value 1. Now, can I use this variable x as the case value here? We can't do that. Why? This x variable exits only during the runtime. Variables are created when we run the program. They are not available when we compile the code. And that's why this is not allowed. So it has to be a compile time constant integer expression which produces an integer value. So now that means what we can do is we can specify the characters. Let us say we can write something like this as the case values. Why? Because in C programming language, the characters are represented using the numeric codes. So we can use the characters like this as the case values. For example, in one of the previous video, we have written a program in order to say what vowel character is present in a variable. For that program, we can use the switch statement. Again, you will learn more about this when you start writing more code and when you experiment. So that's why I recommend you guys to write more code. Another thing is, if you want to execute the same instructions for multiple case values, then you can group the cases something like this. For example, I can say like this, or I can have another case, something like this. So what happens here is, for all these three possible case values, these are the statements executed. So we can do this when we want to execute the same set of instructions for multiple case values. Now the final thing that we're gonna discuss here is, if needed, what you can do is you can use the curly braces and you can form the code block when you write the case statements. For example, something like this. It is not necessary, but if needed, you can do it in order to make it look more readable. For example, it looks much better. So that's it guys for this particular video. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. If you guys have any doubt, write that in the comment section. For more tutorials like this, subscribe to the channel.